Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the special WFSO Aftermath. As I'm telling people on the live that's watching right now, and that I was not feeling well for the past few days with stomach pains and was like mixed out, drained out, all that stuff combined. Just, just really wore me out for the past few days. So I'm glad I kind of got like the break I did, so I can like rejuvenate and refresh myself. Although I'm like 90% better. But I was like, I should be good enough. I can at least do do this show. Um, and I know y'all looking at the why I got the Chicago Bulls schedule on this one. If y'all watching the pre-recorded episode, so if you want to look at the live version, look at the link above. It'll probably be on the maybe on the right hand side, probably. I keep forgetting where that's, so it'll probably be on the right hand side. So my right, your left. Just put it that way. Anyways, uh, oh, the why you asked that silly question? Where were you when 9/11 happened? I was at home before I went to work. Got up and my mom was talking about it that like kind of well I kind of got up, but then again she told me like what was going on and all this stuff. So talked about it and just looked at it. This was like happened like hours before I had went to work, so I was at home. Um, anyways, so we didn't get off that subject. Anyways, so what I'm gonna explain to y'all, well, I already explained to them, but I'm gonna get like straight to it before I do. So today we're gonna talk about the buck schedule that we know so far. A little bit of like Bucks. I wouldn't say news, but something that was very interesting. What was said today, and me and my cousin kind of talked about it too, because actually it was posted last night, but I just thought I was gonna save it for tonight just to talk about it. So we're gonna talk about that, or what could be different with having this certain person. And we're also going to see if there's any wrestling news that's like interesting to talk about. So we will do that. But first, let's just kick off with and I know some of y'all that's probably watching on the pre-recorded episode, but I know you guys on the live can't see it. But I'm going to explain what I got on here. It got the Chicago Bulls 2024 preseason schedule. And the reason I put it on my Real Milwaukee Bucks fan group is because it got the schedule when the Bulls was faced the Bucks. So as the Bulls on preseason starts October 8th, but they will face the Bucks in Milwaukee October 14th at 7 o'clock. So that's what's going on with that so far. So I'm not in no game or anything like that, but anyways, I don't know. You're gonna have people that gonna ask like word questions, so I'm gonna try to keep this going and not try to like spend like an hour just asking like silly questions. So, but happy birthday though. But please, guys on here right now, do not ask silly questions. Please don't. Um. Anyways, like only thing I saw, like Chicago Bulls only got the full preseason schedule that I saw so far. I didn't see like any other ones. I just saw this one, and at least like we know that October 14th the Bucks will play the Bulls in Milwaukee. So that's what we know so far with the preseason game. Um, and yeah, and plus a lot of schedule the Bucks got so far and things like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'll get back to that later. I'm just gonna hop on my phone right quick, and I can finally lower my camera. Let's see, because I do got the Bucks app, and I know they ain't gonna officially post the Hmm. I thought I got it on both phones. That's weird. Yeah. Only thing I got on here is baseball. That's crazy. But if you guys want me to talk about, besides like wrestling and basketball, maybe talk about maybe like comic book stuff, or you want me to talk about let's see what I can put out there besides comic book stuff. Maybe about a little bit of football. Okay. Oh crap! I'm sorry. But see, a lot of things going on around here. But anyway, if y'all want to talk about comic book movies, or because I would be more interested in talk about that as well on this channel, so I wouldn't mind doing that. Or talk about like any other team in the NBA, like the Minnesota Timberwolves. We can talk about them because that's my second favorite team. Or we can just talk about a little bit of football. Maybe I'll do like a weekly show if anybody's interested. So if y'all just interested in me doing something like that, or talk about a couple of those topics, y'all let me know. Probably what I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna put like a vote thing on there on YouTube just to see if anybody would be interested in talking about comic book movies and updates and stuff like that. Like we ain't gonna like spoil anything when we see it, but just something that I just want to add. But I will add that as soon as I'm done with this live episode, and plus this pre-recorded episode. I will put it up there on my post, so look for it and just let me know what y'all think. Because I know, because you gotta talk about more than one thing. So I might have to add the app on here. I must have took it out for a reason. I don't know why. Probably too much space or something. I'm not sure. So I'll look. Yeah, I'll deal with the Spotify app later, but I'm sorry, y'all. Just give me a second here, and I gotta reinstall it. Maybe the app, if I reinstall it on this one, will be better than the one I have on my phone. So I apologize, guys. So just give me a moment. I'm not answering that. That's a silly question. No. Like I said, I do promise that we're going to do a Q&A for like an hour on Friday. So I will do that, and y'all can ask all the silly questions y'all want. But when it comes to like shows like this, like Aftermath and After Dark, like if it's like a wrestling topic or like a Milwaukee Bucks topic, we will talk about that. But any other silly questions, I'm not going to answer. So I'm sorry for the little pause there. I'm just shocked that I just. Okay, that's done. Sign in, and I think I remember everything. Um, okay, that's an interesting question. Who deserves a movie biopic more, Hulk Hogan or Macho Man Randy Savage? Ooh, good question. Um, Well, they're already going to do one with Hulk Hogan. It's going to be out sooner or later. But I think, if I'm going to be honest, I think Macho Man needs a biopic more than Hulk Hogan. Like, because the thing is, Macho Man is dead, and like, there's gonna be some people, that forgot about him, and they can at least, bring him back up and just talk about, what he did with the, his times in wrestling, especially like did some wrestling in the Midwest before he, as you got signed to WWF, and just talk about a lot of stuff, especially with him and Miss Elizabeth situation. I think there's just a lot of stuff that they can talk about. Like if y'all saw the WWE Legends with talking about Macho Man, I think it's really interesting. I'm not changing my password. No. Okay. I'll change one thing. There. I just. Guys, send me an email. I'm sorry this is taking a little bit longer than usual, but just insane. Let's see if it actually send. I will deal with that later. Um, okay. Oh, let me on anyway. Oh Jesus. But anyways, I'm gonna look at the like schedule for like the Pfizer form schedule compared to like anything else that's going on. We're not looking at September's. We can look at a little bit of October's. So yeah, it's like October 12th, there's something. Then 13th is something. 14th, of course, the Bucks and Bulls. Then most likely they're gonna end up having some, away games. Okay. Happy Independence Day to India. So that's cool. So we already know that I'm going to talk about this in a bit, like with the schedule and stuff. It just depends, what's going on and stuff like that for tomorrow's announcement with the schedule. So we already know, but let's just skip to the preseason thing. So we already know that's one game, but as like looking at it, they got some time to do the preseason schedule. If, they can't do anything October 5th because they hosting the Chicago Blackhawks game in October 5th. So a lot of people will be there, to see that. But so it'll just be interesting. I'm gonna skip this, and matter of fact, before I jump into the schedule with the what we know so far, I will talk with you about the very first Bucks game of the season that we already know about, according to spoilers. So the very first Bucks game of the season is on the road, and it seems like that the Bucks had a game last year at home. Their first game of the season, I thought was on the road, but I could be wrong. I know I gotta double check that. But let me see if I can find it, because I can't go back to schedule on that. That would. Oh, interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. So let's just save that for now. And let's see. Milwaukee Bucks 2023. There we go. 2023 to 2024 schedule. So let me double look at that. Oh, they did play it at home. Okay. Yeah, the first 3 games were at home. So that first comment that I'm just gonna that first comment that I said before, that they never start their season at home, which apparently they did last year. So that changes a lot. But like the third consecutive season, they already started playing against Philadelphia 76ers. But before that, they played against them. I think it was the 2016-2017 season. They kicked off their home game against Philadelphia, and yeah, at that time, Damian Lillard had scored like a game high, and plus a Bucks high for ever debut in a team with with that franchise, the Bucks, with 39 points. Um, yeah, and everything else, kind of went, mediocre. They ended up having a 5-game winning streak after that. Then let's see, one, two, three. Then it'd be a 7-game winning streak. I think that's the biggest winning streak they had, was 7. Yeah, and the biggest losing streak they had was 4, and that was like in April. And the biggest one was 7, when they had Coach Griffin. So maybe they'll finally have their final home game of the season at home. So hopefully they have that. Is a do-rag, not a towel. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to stop answering silly questions. So that's what I'm going to do. So, anyways.
We've got Jace for the garden party.
Oh, she said yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So you've definitely got to be there. I'm sorry to interrupt your show, Wes and Born. You've definitely got to be there. And she said, as long as Maggie's got a car seat that we can pop him in, which she does. Good to go.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So now I just mentioned y'all, like, the very first game of the season for the Bucks will be against Philly at Philadelphia, and that's a Wednesday, October 23rd, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday, October 23rd. It could be a televised game. We don't know yet. Because, the very first game that, the Bucks did have was, I don't think that was televised, but, anyway, so let's get to the in-season tournament, which they now call it the NBA Cup. So this is what we know so far. The schedule. So we got, and this was announced yesterday that the Bucks will face Toronto November 12th, and that's a Tuesday because like in that same week on Friday, wrestling will be in town, so that would be going on. So it'll be one insane week. Just put it that way. Uh, November 22nd, which is also a home game, and this will be on ESPN. And I think that could be a Friday. Um, 6:30 p.m. Central. They go against the Pacers. So, you know, it's kind of like a revenge season for them going against the Pacers. November 26th. Ooh, excuse me. Got 6:30 p.m. Central. Ooh, excuse me. 6:30 p.m. Central Time. This will be on TNT, and I think that will be a Tuesday. Um, yeah, against Miami. Then you got December 3rd, which will probably be non-televised or be local TV. Be showing December 3rd against Detroit Pistons on the road. So that's what we know so far. And I don't know, y'all like comment about it. Like, what y'all think about their schedule and coming up, and what y'all expect who they gonna face tomorrow and things like that. So just comment below on that. Um, Before we go on, Dirk Nowitzki said that Milwaukee would have been fun if he would have stayed with the Bucks after the draft. Well, we had that idiot GM Ernie Gunfield that made that decision. I don't think Herb Cole had a decision on that at all, but I think it was left to Ernie Gunfield. But let me double check. Um, who was the GM for the Bucks? Let me just do that. For the Bucks. For the Milwaukee Bucks in 1998. I think that ended up being the short. Oh, it wasn't Ernie Gunfield. Okay. Bob Wenheimer. So I never heard of that guy. So that's probably they left the job to Ernie Gunfield. That's probably what happened. Okay. So that's probably why we probably never heard from that guy again. They end up getting, like I said, Ernie Gunfield. So, okay, let's try 1999. Okay, that's when. Okay, okay. Then let's do 2000. Oh, okay. So here's the full thing. Okay, I remember Mike Dunleavy. He was the GM. I knew he was a head coach, but they must have upgraded him to GM. So Bob Weinheimer was a GM for one season. No, 2 seasons. I'm sorry. Um, from 2000 through 2003, it was Ernie Gunfield. Which that year in 2002, he almost broke everything up and ended up taking the job being the Wizards GM. Um, Although his win percentages I don't think his win percentages is not. Okay, the longest serving GMs. Don Nelson was the longest. John Hammond was the second longest.
And Friday.
Then Wayne Embry from 72. Then you got Dale Harris, that was 5 years. Okay. Oh wow. Um. Yeah, it doesn't serve that much of percentages. I thought when they won the championship that season, I thought they would have said, the, percentages, win percentages. Okay, there we go. Uh,
You ain't making it with that over my dead body.
Ray Patterson when he run it in 1971. Um, he had the highest win percentages out of any GM with the Milwaukee franchise.
We got Jace to do masters.
So yeah.
So Ron so I got
Well,
Jace.
just letting y'all know. I just needed all that, but I thought Ernie Gunfield was with them in the 90s, but unfortunately he wasn't. He was with them in 2000. So that's when he started, showing his moment.
Or
But it would have been a lot interesting if we would have got like Dirk Nowitzki. As y'all probably see on this pre-recorded episode, the starting. Well, I wouldn't say like the full starting five,
I have to
but
make my
this
own
will be a
team
good
because no
team
one
to go
else
with. You got a 7'1" Dirk Nowitzki. You have Glenn Robinson, Ray Allen, and Sam Cassell, which I think they got in the 97, 98 season, I believe. Then just start, kicking off from there. But although them trading them three for it was a big mistake because they end up after the season they made it to the conference finals. And it wasn't the team's fault. It was George Karl's fault and the GM Ernie Gunfield for getting a freaking Anthony Mason just to put as a backup power forward while they could have try to re-sign Scott Williams. They just mainly just let him go.
is
And probably that would have been a good matchup, Yeah, Cassell, Allen, Robinson, Levinsky, and you would have had Irvin Johnson at center. That would have been a good lineup. Now, when we play them past 2K games, just to see how their season would look like. So hopefully, if anybody like you YouTubers are watching this, like, can y'all create at least like a what if Dirk Nowitzki would never got traded on draft day and would have stayed with the Bucks? I would like to really see that scenario. And then plus, I think that would have been very interesting. But I don't know. We'll see. Let me. Okay, let's just see if there's any little news to talk about. But they did kind of reveal some of the matches if you was watching AEW Dynamite tonight. Of course, Darby Allin will be facing Jack Perry for the TNT Championship in a coffin match at All In. Mercedes Monet, she finally had a match. Yay! In AEW Dynamite. Let's see. Just trying to think what else. Just trying to see if there's anything wrestling wise to really, talk about. Drake leak. I didn't know he leaked anything, so that I don't know. Former WWE and WCW executive Dennis Brent dead at 73. Oh, rest in peace to them. Let's see. NXT, of course, was interesting yesterday. Um, yeah. I read this today too. Dominic Mysterio was a guest on Logan Paul's podcast, and I guess they was talking about the change that's gonna happen when Raw goes to Netflix. They're like they were like it would be like more content that they can like get away with, but the thing is like we can't have burning tables and a sex celebration like every week, but they will like that would have to be special if they do like crazy stuff like that. So it's like they just had to have a special moment. So that's what he's saying is like you're going to be able to get away with like a little bit more when they move to Netflix, but it's like they can't just do it like every single week. It's just they had to know like pick their spots on when they're going to do like something big, like tables going on fire and other stuff like that, or maybe I guess you can say it like that too because there be times when on Raw or SmackDown they have like a special occasion of a cage match, and you don't see that many steel cage matches though. But it'd be interesting for them to put it out there one day, just like on the next SmackDown, table not table match, but steel cage match, blah 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 versus blah blah blah. Can probably put something like that. So I get what Dominic is saying, and I'm not like arguing about it. I do agree that maybe they can only put out certain type of matches and type of segments when it's like really appropriate and if the story makes sense about it. So for you guys that was planning on wanting the Attitude Era back in a way, it's coming back, but not as what y'all think. I think they're gonna be more smart about it this time, instead of just putting like some like crazy and other content and stuff. And plus, Raw don't have to be. They ain't gotta worry about sponsors to deal with. They probably will have like sponsors, but they probably won't have like certain types of ones that they ain't gotta worry about. Like it's a family show, blah blah blah. You can't be doing this and you can't be doing that. Yeah, they won't have that many sponsors to answer to because they can have like. You already know one of their sponsors is actually like a vodka drink. They probably won't have a problem with what's going on, but just certain sponsors will. That's one of the reasons they went down to PG, right? Because of certain sponsors, and plus they were thinking that they would get more money out of sponsors if they was like went down to PG, which they did, and they were right. But at the same time, I know it was costing certain fans to like move on from WWE, but this is one of those things. I guess you gotta pick your losses as much as you can. Let's see. There's probably ain't gonna be that much to talk about. So, oh yeah, Wesley challenges Zach wins for No Mercy, which is probably gonna happen. Chase U did regain the tag team titles in NXT, the main event. So you might well say Rich Holland kind of regained himself by joining Chase U. Besides, it looked like he was like they looked like he was lost. I wouldn't say he looked lost. I'm just saying like the WWE kind of looked lost when they were what to do with him. Although he was like injuring a few people, but it wasn't like it was like on a daily or anything like that, but just one of those things that it just happens. Um, let's see. Let's see. I didn't see the AEW collision match between Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. I didn't see that one, but just hearing mixed reviews about it. But yeah, um, I swear they really need to bring Dr. Moore back in TNA, but that's just me. Um, uh, oh, okay. John Cena clarifies how many days he spent to work during his retirement tour, which will start next year when Raw starts on Netflix. Let's see. I think we'll talk about this one. Then we're just gonna end it from there. Um, let's see. He mentioned that 2025, end of 2025, will also mark the end of his career, but it's very unclear how many exact dates he will be working prior to that time. Okay, yep. Okay, they still filming Peacemaker. Okay, so that's interesting. So he ended up with being done with that close to the end of this year. Oh, he's giving his whole calendar year of 2025 to WWE. So interesting. Okay, so 36 dates around the world to pay thanks and gratitude for the audience. So that's what he's doing in 2025. Of course, he mentioned that he's going to be in WrestleMania this coming year for the final time. Um, I think he mentioned Royal Rumble was another Elimination Chamber. But like the other days, like I said, for no SummerSlam and Survivor Series, I don't know if that's going to end, but it just says like the end of 2025 will be it for him, like the end of next year. But yeah, so we got 36 dates that John Cena is going to be working in during his career, but it could be more because they probably could have advanced them to come with these dates and stuff like that. But then again, who knows? He could be doing more recording movies or do some like voice acting on certain movies. You never know. But anyway, I guess it's a good way to say like a farewell. But like I said, it could be more dates. We don't know, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, that would be it for tonight's episode, live episode and pre-recorded episode. For you guys on Twitch, please follow us on here. Spread the word that we're gonna be doing this, like try to do like live shows and stuff like that. So please spread the word and try to get people to follow us. After you guys on YouTube, please like the video and thanks for the likes that I got so far for this live. Also, subscribe to the channel. It will really help the channel. So we're growing a little bit, so I'm happy about that. So hopefully we can grow more. At least trying to get to like 500 subscribers. So hopefully we can get there very soon. Let's see. Thank our sponsors, Art from the Heart. Check out the artwork and stuff if you're interested in any of it. Look for them on Facebook. Also, Toy Dimensions is another sponsor. If you're interested in comic books, figure collectibles, and WWE figures and stuff like that, you can go to their place. They also have a Facebook page too. You can look for the Toy Dimension. You'll find it on there. Also, if you're in the Milwaukee area, you can check them out as well. 5925 West North Avenue. So they open starting at 4 o'clock Monday through Saturday. But yeah, and also don't forget to check out our past videos as well. Like if you like wrestling content, if you like Milwaukee Bucks content, this will be the channel for you. And a couple of program notes that I may be repeating myself, but I just got to remind you guys again that tomorrow we're going to do a after dark special. Sorry. So most likely for that whole most of the show, we're going to talk about the full, complete butt schedule and say some likes and dislikes and stuff like that. So we will talk about that. See if there's any more interesting wrestling news to talk about. We will put that on the show too. And plus Friday, of course, live. That I'm going to do a Q&A. So I know some people were going to ask silly questions and stuff like that. So I will answer the silly questions on Friday. But if there's one that just doesn't make sense, I'm just gonna not answer it. But anyway, so both tomorrow's and Friday's live recordings will be 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. What's going on? So watch out for those. If we be a few minutes late, I do apologize in advance. But at least we will try to be on there and probably will make up, for those minutes that we miss or whatever. So you get what I'm saying. And plus, if y'all interested in seeing live wrestling, WFSO exclusive will be returning this October, so you can get some of the matches and some of the shows that I was at watching the matches so far. So you get to see at least most of the shows that I went to this year or going to. So right now I think we got a month's worth of matches that we're going to show, and because it could be up to a certain point that we might end up have to show WFSO exclusive twice a week at a certain point. So that's possible, but we will see. So just letting that program note out there. So it'll be this October, the return of exclusive. And I ain't gonna know the exact date until at least around the middle of next month, or it could be early next month. It could be one of the two. So I will let y'all know very soon. Just put it that way. So it'll be sometime next month. I'll let y'all know the date, time, and all that other stuff. So I will let y'all know about that. And but yeah, oh yeah, I was gonna talk about Anime 414 that happened here this past weekend. So I will talk about that for a little bit before we go off. So my first anime convention that I officially went to, not the the ones that end up happening. Then I'm oh wow, this is happening. So before I get into that, Anime Milwaukee that happened here. It was one time they had that, and they also had WWE's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view happen in the same weekend. So it was interesting. Some of the wrestlers going in earlier and stuff like that, and it was funny. If y'all know, Dustin Reynolds, was also known as Goldust when he was with WWE at the time. he was happy that there was a convention going on. He was just like, I don't know what costume to wear. I'm like, you're Goldust? That was some of what we're saying. Like, you're Goldust? You have a costume? So he was like, all right. So he hurry up and went to put his stuff in his hotel room and went to the convention. So, it seemed like he enjoyed himself. So I did like took pictures of certain people in certain costumes. I had to look at my wife's profile to look for those pictures, and they bring back memories. And the other convention that we didn't know was going on, but it happened, was I don't know if it was Anime Central that they called it in Chicago, but it was an anime convention going there. So it was like we chilled, at the hotel for a little bit before we went to the show. And I think the show was Backlash. It was like Brock's return went against John Cena. It was like no holds barred match. And it was a good match, and there was like some drama there. So if y'all can see like our past videos for talking about that, we mentioned like all the little bit of the backstage stuff that we found out. That was crazy on that. So check out our past videos for that. But good match, and if y'all didn't know who won, it was John Cena that won that match in Brock's return. So I know automatically they was thinking like, okay, Brock was going to get one over Cena, but no, it was Cena got one over Brock. But it was just a crazy thing like going on with like anime convention stuff going on. Like we have one here that's called Anime Milwaukee. Now, and if I was explaining about earlier that I never had the opportunity to go to, it wasn't because like I know some people claim that they don't want to go to it because it'll be like wintertime because they're always like having it that thanks nothing going on, just talking about what stuff that's going on. But anyways, some people was claiming that they never want to go to Anime Milwaukee because it'd be cold around that time. In my opinion, it doesn't make a difference if it's cold or not. You're going to be inside a building, like walking around and doing all that. So I don't know how big like Anime Milwaukee was going to be, like sections of the building that they're going to use and stuff like that. So that I didn't know. But when I went to Anime 414, they only use like maybe like, because I think it's like about four. I think it's like four or five parts of the convention thing that they use, and they only use like, let's see, could they go from like, was it from A all the way down to F? So they only use E and F, so they only use like two parts, so they didn't use all of it. So, and the guy who was talking to me and James, he he used to be with us in WFSO, but like he got his own thing doing. He's working with a local TV, like he always wanted. But anyways, we was talking to this guy when he brought like one of the cars that had like a Pokemon combined with like an anime person. I couldn't remember who the person was, but I remember the Pokemon. It was Gengar. If I remember. Crazy things happen, but anyway, he was saying like they had their events like in San Antonio and also in Oklahoma. Like this is the first time that they're here, so they're kind of like testing out the market and see how it goes. So they were saying the first 2 days, including the day we was at, was like really successful and exceeded their expectations. So of course they did mention when next time they're going to be back next year. So they mentioned that already. But James was there for the My Hero Academia. I don't know if I said that right. They had a panel there, and he met like most of the voice actors that was doing that. Which some of them were the same voice actors as Dragon Ball Z. Like I think Justin Cook was one that he met. He voiced it on Raditz, but he also did a voice on that My Hero show. Yeah, it was another guy that voiced it My Hero Academia. I can't remember what his name is, but he also voiced it Ken from Street Fighter, but he did it on the Street Fighter 6 game that recently came out. So yeah, it was like you had like a lady. She was the voice of Bulma, but she also voiced it Hello Kitty, I believe. So yeah, it was just a lot of like people that they had, that was there. So it was like around like I don't know 15 guests total that they had there, and for them to do that, and plus they didn't use that much of a building as they normally would at a normal time. It shows that although they didn't make it like big as it did, but it ended up being that way. Yeah, ended up buying a few Fungo Pops for the missus, and also for Mike for his birthday. So I'm glad they was happy with their. They had the MJ one that I got for Mike, and they had the Michael Myers one that I got for Hazel. So I'm glad they was happy about that. And they had this person that was just selling fudge, and had like some taste tests with that, and also had brought her like a turtle fudge that I think. How do you like that turtle fudge that I brought?
Huh?
That turtle fudge. How do you like it?
Candy?
Yeah,
Was really
it was, and I do got their information too. That I'm gonna look up all
good.
information on this.
So there
um, yeah, I do watch AEW. I from time to time I watch it on Wednesdays, but most likely I watch it on Fridays if I'm home. So it's just mainly I watch Rampage more than anything. Sometimes I watch Collision, and sometimes I watch Rampage. So I was just lucky enough to be able to watch it tonight. So yeah, and it was pretty decent tonight. So I can't complain about from what I saw at that time. So yeah, Dynamite was very decent today. But more of the story is like the panel with Dragon Ball Z they had on there. Like they was talking about what they like and all this other stuff. They had fan questions there too. I was gonna ask, but I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna like ask anything because most of the questions I would want to ask was already answered. So it was like, there's no point. But oh yeah, they did. So on Collision this Saturday it's gonna be FTR versus Acclaim. So the winner of that will face the Young Bucks at All In for the tag titles. So my opinion on that, I think whoever's gonna win that is gonna be end up taking the tag titles off the Young Bucks. That's why I think that's what's gonna happen, because they hold it for so long and they rarely be on Dynamite and other stuff like that. But I know because of scheduled appearances and stuff like that, but you just want titles to be defended. That's just my thing. But yeah, it'd be awesome if they won. I can see that happening. But yeah, the point is like with the anime convention that it was pretty fun. I did get a picture with one of the guys that he took a picture with, and I forgot to get at him about it. I know it's on Instagram, so I gotta look for it and copy that. So hopefully, I get the chance. I'll probably just put it up there. But anyways, the next time they will be here will be actually a year from now. It'll be August 9th and 10th. the next time they will be back. So it'll be 2 days, and it'll be a bigger area than what they had this year, because they were just testing everything out and just seeing like how good how good they were received, people and things like that. So yeah, it was pretty good, and I did enjoy myself. Get to talk to some people and stuff like that. So that was cool. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that Anthony Bowens was gay. I knew that, and I did get a picture with him too when they was here. I think it was like 2 years ago. I had a picture with him. I wanted to wait for Matt Castor, but where we were staying at, he wasn't there, or he just didn't show up until later. So, yeah, he'll probably be one of the few people, Matt Castor and a few others that I wanted to meet. So, if y'all want to see like the photos that I met of wrestlers and stuff like that, or like if a group of us had met, check out our website, wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com, and look for wrestlers who we met. So I think it got like majority of wrestlers that me and the crew had met. Oh, cool, nice. Um, Also, you can check out my Archer Smith page and look for wrestlers, referees, etc. on that part. You'll see all the pictures there as well. So yeah, just get a chance, just take a look, or just easier to look at the website. Go ahead and do that. But yeah, I'm gonna end it from here. I know I've been saying it, but that NMA 414, I had to come up with it, and I said I was gonna talk about it, so I did. And we'll be back on here at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, to talk about the full schedule of the Milwaukee Bucks. And also, if there's like any wrestling news that's out there that we're gonna talk about, we'll just look for it on here on WrestlingIncorporated.com. So, want your news source and stuff like that, go to WrestlingIncorporated.com. So, anyways, like I said, that's it. So, let me get out of here. I gotta do some work on the website and add some stuff that's going on in Illinois and Wisconsin. Cause yeah, this is gonna be a busy fall for like wrestling in Wisconsin. And of course, it's gonna be a busy fall for like Maddie's Memory too. So, if y'all want to know more about Maddie's Memory and what we do with that as well, it's on the WrestlingFansSpeakout.weebly.com. You can check out sponsors. It'll talk about a little bit more about Maddie's Memory, and plus the event that we're going to do October 15th. Talks about that. Or you can look for Maddie's Memory on Facebook as well. So get a chance, check it out. But anyways, I'm Martrell. Y'all have a good one, and see you. Well, y'all get to see me tomorrow live right here on YouTube and right here on Twitch. And I think we will do a pre-recorded episode of the After Dark as well, but the Q&A will not be pre-recorded. It will just end up just being live. So until then, you guys, you have a good one.